Hey everyone, my name is Valentino, and as you can see from the title, I have a really crazy story for you guys today. If this is the first video that you have seen of me, I post fitness videos, hair videos, and basically whatever else is going on in my life. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you have already subscribed to me, thank you so much for coming back. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let's get on to it. So this particular day, I was going to work and I decided to take a Uber. I literally work like right down the street from me, like literally 2.5 miles away, so I could literally walk if I wanted to, which I never really do. I could take the bus or I could Uber. So typically I do choose uberpool because we all know that's cheaper, and since it's so close, I usually don't have any other riders. So the Uber driver just comes like normal, picks me up, let me get some water. I'm like low-key running late. Well, not running late, like I always order my Uber at a specific time. Like there's a time that I want to order by and then a very last time that I order by, just to make sure I get to work with at least 1 or 2 minutes to spare. So I ordered the Uber literally at the very last second today, of course, and I'm starting to get super irritated with Uber because sometimes if you are literally not outside by the time the person comes up, they literally cancel and walk and like leave. And it's just like, are you freaking serious? Like, you can't wait there for 1 minute. Sometimes I'm literally walking out and I see them like, you literally just pulled up and now you're driving away. Like, what the fuck? But this particular Uber driver like pulls up, I'm like coming out as she pulls up. I'm like, perfect, this is perfect. So she starts to go and she needs to make a U-turn, and I think she sees that, but then you know how sometimes the GPS like starts to like flip on you and like switches around. So she's waiting for the traffic to go by so she can make a U-turn, but she's like steadily drifting up. And she keeps on drifting up to the point where it's like, okay, now she can't make a U-turn. She has to go all the way to the light. And of course, she's on the complete opposite side of the street where I need to go. So she has to go all the way to the next light, make a left because she can't make a U-turn at the light, and then make a U-turn on that other street. So by the time she ends up doing all of this, we get another driver. And it's just like, oh, of course. Like, perfect. Clearly, I can't be mad because it's my fault that I literally waited till the very last second to take an Uber. But it's just like, I'm like low-key irritated. But I'm gonna be nice to her. So I then look at the app and it says I'm literally gonna arrive at work at literally 4 o'clock, and I'm supposed to be there at 4 o'clock. So it's like, okay, that'll be fine. Like, I might be a minute late, so whatever. This lady is pretty chatty. She started chatting immediately, which might be why she didn't pay as close attention to the GPS. But she starts talking and she's like, oh, I'm in love with the weather right now. It's like everything. I live here in LA and typically it doesn't rain. We've been in a drought for like years, but this year it's rained so much. We just got done with a few storms, and she's like, she loves the rain because she's a Pisces. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm a Pisces too, but I actually hate the rain. And she's like, what, really? Like, you know, we are most creative in the rain. And I was like, really? And like, now that I think about it, I am like super creative. Like, I get my best thoughts and like ideas in the shower, but I think that has more to do with the hot water and the blood flow to the head or something like that, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, like, oh, okay. And then she proceeds to go on and say, yeah, my powers work best in the rain. And I'm over here like, powers? And she's like, yeah, I'm psychic. And I'm like, I literally just like rolled my eyes and started looking back at my phone like, are you serious, girl? Like, get out of here with that, like, bye. But I think she low-key peeped that, but she continues to go on and like say, yeah, like her senses are heightened during the rain and her powers work best during the rain. And thankfully, like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, I need to like pay attention to that more in the future. Like, I'm like over it, like I'm in my phone. And thankfully, like, we arrived to the next spot where we're picking up this lady, right? And this lady, honestly, she was like frazzled from the beginning. The Uber driver pulls up and winds down the window and she's like, oh, hey, are you Christina? And the lady shakes her head and then she's like looking really confused and she's like, where do I sit? And then I'm like, bitch, what the fuck do you mean? There's an empty spot in the front. I'm over here on the other side so you can sit in the back, but I prefer you not. So please go over to the front. But it's like, fuck you mean, where do you sit? Like, the Uber driver paused because she probably literally wanted to say exactly that, like, fuck you mean. But she's like, well, the front, the back, wherever, there's an empty spot. Like, the fuck? She starts to approach the back and then she looks at me and then her eyes got kind of big and then she just like stares at me and I'm just sitting there with a straight face like, bitch, come on, hurry up, get the fuck in the car. Like, not like me. I kind of looked. I went back to my phone. I'm just like, oh my God, like, please let this woman not be racist because I'm not in the mood to check a bitch and go the fuck off today. Like, I'm about to go into work. Like, I do not need that today. So she goes all the way around her car and then she gets in the front seat. She literally like turned around like an owl. Hi there, how are you? I'm great, how are you? And then I guess she realized I was a normal person. Like, I smiled, I was kind of nice. It was just like, girl, you're doing the most right now. Like, come on, like, let's go. Because the Uber driver's like, yeah, put your seatbelt on because it'll beep unless you do whatever, just to ensure that she put her seatbelt on. But she was taking, like, she did, clearly she couldn't do that with her seatbelt on, so she's holding us up. And I'm like, girl, hurry up. So after she turned back around and then she like let out a deep sigh and she was like, I'm not doing too well. My boyfriend just died and I just need to find a new apartment by February 1st and he just died 2 weeks ago. I really need to mourn. I feel like I haven't had any time to mourn because I've just been finding a new place and my friends have been telling me that I like, it takes time to mourn. Like, I still have time to mourn, like, even though we had to go through the process and I had to plan things and I don't know. I'm okay, I guess. I'm over here in the back like this is gonna be a really awkward Uber ride. My job is now like 6-7 minutes away, so I'm like, this is gonna be the longest 6 minutes ever. But immediately the Uber driver, she is an older lady, so she's like starting to console her, like, it's gonna be fine, like, you can take as much time as you need, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes, like, let me just sit here back here and pretend like I'm not here, like I'm no longer a part of this Uber ride. Like, this is a two-way conversation between the two of you. And honestly, that's like the best thing I could have done because like from there, things just went left. So after the Uber driver, like, you know, tries to calm her down basically because she was like honestly, like, she just like came in like this car with the most. We just met you, like, can you please keep your personal stuff to yourself? And she proceeds to say that John, her dead boyfriend, visits her and her psychiatrist tells her that that's perfectly normal. So then the Uber driver is like, oh yeah, my dad still haunts my house. I feel like the lady didn't know how to take that too because like the Uber driver like literally like laughed. Like after she said that, like we didn't know, well, I didn't know if she was being sarcastic or if she really meant that, but I guess I felt like she really meant it because she did just say that she was psychic. So she's like, oh my God, he said it again. And then she's like, he keeps telling me everything's gonna be okay. He says, it's okay, Christina, like everything's gonna be okay. And then the Uber driver's like, yeah, I think I do feel a presence here in this car. And I'm in the back like, what do you mean there's a presence in this car? Like, there's only 5 spots in this car. I'm in the back on the right. She's in the front passenger seat, and then there's the Uber driver. So the only spot left is next to me, and I know damn sure there's not anything next to me. I don't understand what is wrong with people. Her psychiatrist should have told her, yeah, that is perfectly normal for you to be having hallucinations and for you to be thinking that somebody's there talking to you and for you to hear things. Yeah, that's perfectly normal for your mind to play tricks on you. But no, these people live in a delusional universe where they really think these people are here talking to them. It's like, I can't be bothered. So for the rest of this Uber ride, the Uber driver is trying to tell her, yeah, that's perfectly normal. He might be there with you for the rest of your life. My father, he still haunts my house, my boys. Like, now that they're grown, he visits them at their house too sometimes. And I'm like, this is not what this woman needs to be hearing. Her boyfriend, well, I don't know how long they were dating, but her boyfriend just died, so she did not need to be hearing that he's gonna be forever with her, so she can just stay single and talk to herself at night. Like, I can't. Thankfully, like I said, I only work 6 minutes away, so 6 minutes go by, and as we're pulling up to a little place where my work is, there's a market next to my job, and the lady, other passenger, she's like, oh, do you ever go to that market? Because I have a coupon there and I never go there. And I was like, well, I mean, you can keep it, I'm fine. I don't go there that often. And she's like, well, no, I'm never gonna use it, so you can have it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. So she ended up giving me that coupon, so that kind of made my day. And I ended up getting to work literally a minute early, so that was a good relief. So that ended up being a good situation. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have ever had a paranormal experience, at your house anywhere, or even in an Uber car or your car or whatever. And share with anyone that may be interested in this story that might know anything about paranormal stuff. Maybe you could convince me that that stuff is real down in the comment section below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure to check out my last 2 videos during peak week showing you guys how I'm eating and how my body looks before and after hair removal. And stay tuned for my full how to prepare for a photo shoot video and my update after the photo shoot and how I did peak week and whatnot. Thanks for watching, guys.